Oh yeah. I'm trying to see if my numbers are right here, because I believe I don't owe y'all. So I brought my receipts here. This is basically the breakdown of where I feel. I went over the contract and I could see where I would be responsible for repairing the car, because when I first bought the car, first day, the transmission blew out.
Okay.
So I just gave you guys $4,000.
Okay.
Transmission blew out less than 24 hours after me getting the car.
Okay. So
then I had to pay to repair the car after I just bought the car, so that's $1,200 more to the $4,000. Then, which I couldn't find, I see in the contract where I could be liable for repairing the car, even though I still have an argument with that based on I just bought the car in less than 8 hours, the transmission blew out. But that's not here or there. But I was forced to pay car note payments while the car was being repaired.
Okay.
On 9/30, when the car finished being repaired, before I was able to get it back, I had to pay $828 in car note payments for a car that, now keep in mind, I paid $5,000 through that 40 days you guys had the car on rental cars, because I didn't get, which is also in the contract, a loaner. So I'm paying $5,000 for a rental, $1,200 to get the car fixed, and then had to turn around and pay $828 to get the car back on 9/30. And I just noticed in my contract that out of the $4,000 down payment, one of the periodic payments was also made on that day for $206. So the first note I made on 8/11. So
that was when you first bought the car.
Yeah. And like I say, the first day I bought the car, it broke. So I bought the car 8/11, 8/12, y'all had it back. So I believe that that car note that I paid the first day I bought it should have had me good.
So how it works when you sign a contract, you know, there's a buyer's guide in there that says sold as is. You sign it.
Unless you purchase the warranty.
Unless you purchase the warranty.
Which I gave JJ $260 for that as well, which I have my text messages when receiving the payment.
So if you bought the warranty, you should have went through your warranty.
When the warranty company called me back and said that there was evidence that there was prior transmission issues with this vehicle, which wasn't stated.
So is that why you paid the $1,200 and they split the cost with you?
Yes.
So technically, we're not even supposed to split the cost with the customer, because you bought a car as is and you signed the document. And if you bought the warranty, we get the cars from the auction. We throw them. Once it passes smog, it goes in the front line.
Okay.
So if it passes smog and everything was good, we throw it in the front line.
And that would be if the car wasn't being driven, right?
So they'll drive it to pass it for smog. Once that car passes smog,
it's not supposed to be driven no more.
No, it goes in the front line. So we'll smog it, depending on when we got the car, how many times we've driven it. We take cars, if we go over an errand, we'll just pick a car, take it, and drive it.
Okay,
to make sure the car's
I have no problem with paying the $1,200. What about the car note being paid in 8/28?
It doesn't. So when you paid on 8/11, when you first buy the car, it's gonna take your first payment until when your next payment is due.
Yeah,
that's part of the payment.
Which I agree with.
That's how this one does it. It's a new one that they started. So that's how it is.
So follow me then. So that $206 that I paid on 8/11, that should have took me 14 days. And now keep in mind, I don't even have the car. You guys are repairing the car. Although I paid this $206 in the $4,000.
So that was included in the $4,000.
Yeah, but then I came back to get the car and had to pay it over again. That same, right here. I got the receipt. Right here on 9/30. Why did I have to pay $828?
Because you had whenever you picked up your car, all your other payments, you're still holding responsible. Just because the car is getting fixed, you're still
for 40 days, how much would that be? Like I'm saying, I got charged twice because they charged me for 40 days plus another 30
So when did
days.
you get the car back?
9/30. Right here. I paid $1,200 for repairs and I had to pay $828 to an account. That's not right. The numbers are off. I just hired a new accountant. That's how I got all of this stuff.
So 9/30?
Yes. because my numbers show I've had the car for 18 weeks. So if 18 payments of 206 come up to 3,700 and something, and I paid you guys 3,960. So I paid more than what I owe today if you would count the 18 weeks I've had the car to the payments that I've made. And did I not say that the transmission wasn't expected? The drivetrain, how it's supposed to be by law, as we can see from on my contract, which my lawyer pointed out to me, is the car was supposed to be properly inspected to prevent the transmission from blowing 8 hours after I got it. And when we look at the vehicle inspection report, which I have with my contract that you guys will have, it shows that the car transmission wasn't inspected. And then there's the applied limited warranty from 8 hours after purchasing the car, which I placed $4,000 for. I should have had the limited expectation to have the car for at least 90 days before a major issue that was not by law, because there's an NRS law, which I have in the suit that he's working on for me, is that the car was not properly inspected. And on top of that, the guy who sold it to me, the salesman, he borrowed money from me when I came. Like, I got all my text messages. So I was having a problem getting the insurance. So I needed to use his card to get my insurance on that day from these people. So he asked me to let him use $100. Let him borrow that. Next Thursday he gets paid and he'll give it back to me. So I gave y'all an employee $100 to use his ID to get my insurance. And after I sell him the car, he tells me, hey, there's a problem with the key. Not after the contract is sold and I'm getting ready to drive off, he said you have to get another key and something. It might cost you $150. Now, I'm saying all this to say I've been very patient. For 40 days, I wrote a book. So I'm trying to promote and sell my book. This is what I was going through when I purchased the car, and that's why I wanted the car, so I can make transportation back and forth to California, and that failed me. And I've just continued to pay and pay. The car's been repo before, even though I feel I've been owed, and I paid with no problem. Now I went on tour and I just had a car accident in that car. Just paid $6,000 to get the car fixed. You see, I'm like $70,000 in this car, counting the chains that I lost to get it out the repo last time. I lost the $70,000 chain that they only gave me like $1,500 for to get the car out. I'm not trying to be mean, or it needs an oil change, brakes, tires. I gotta put another $300-400 off the bat today if I was to get the car back, just to have it ready to go to California for the 4th of July. So I'm not trying to get over, but we keeping it real. The car should have been inspected. You can look at the contract that y'all have, where the transmission part, there's nothing there. And 8 hours later, the transmission blows. And when I text the boy the next day telling him I'm stuck, I had to get the car towed here. I just gave y'all $4,000. Then have to go half on the repairs and pay car notes. Then get a repo less than 3 months after that, the day after Christmas. Now, before 4th of July, I see what the courts will see. Like my lawyers say, there's a motivation there. Before holidays, after holidays,
well,
desperate
times.
The last payment we got
from you was in March.
317, 325.
325 was the last payment we got from you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about it, it's now July 7th and we haven't received a payment.
But now, I'm saying, this is where I'm going with it. We do, as the contract says, I'm supposed to make these periodic payments of 206, 72 of them.
Bi-weekly.
Yeah, and I've had the car 18, like, of that 75. And if you do the 18 times the, what's that called? 206, it comes up to an amount that I've paid you guys more to this day, not counting 1,200. I'm not even going there. Just on my periodic payments, which I'm including.
You can't include the 4,000 because the 4,000.
No, I'm not counting that. I'm counting this. I got it right here.
You can't count the repo fee either because the repo fee is something that's added on to what you need to pay because you failure to make the payment.
But let's
so the repo fee is something totally different. You can't add that. All you can add is the 206 times where you're supposed to be. So the last time that we received a payment from you was on 325. So if I do 206 times those payments, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 payments.
I guess the 18 come from the repo, though, because I'm counting 18 payments.
Because your next payment was due on 4/2 and we didn't receive that payment. So if you do the 16 times the 206, 83, you've only paid 33 on 9/28.
And let's see what my records say I paid. See, this is what. Now I could take away the repo fee. I could see where that would go down to that. But this is my whole argument. You guys are a private entity, your own finance company. I worked with you guys when, come on, let's be real. Not even 24 hours after walking
I wasn't
off
here,
the
so
lot.
I don't know what happened.
I'm already knowing, but I have the text messages from the employee. When I showed him, he said some dude named Carlos had been driving the car for weeks prior to me buying the car, and there never was a problem with the car. You didn't tell me this before I signed. It should have been out there, like you said, on the line, not being driven by an employee. So
well, we have to test drive it. We have to smog it. We do have to.
For 3 weeks, taking it home.
I don't know if it's been. Like I said, I wasn't here. I wasn't here in August, so I can't.
But hearing this though, you know
before.
that's not right. So let's say if we can prove, if JJ can man up and come stand around, I'm not in here crazy, disrespectful. I'm very desperate right now because if I give y'all the money, and it ain't like, I'm not gonna say, oh, I don't have money, because I do have money. But if I don't owe this money, I don't feel that that's right. And JJ came in right at the right time.
What's going on?
JJ, I've broken down everything as far as what I've paid you guys.
No, I don't have anything for him.
And that's how much I've given you. And this is how much I should pay y'all. See the difference? There's a repo fee in there
I don't have a check.
that
No.
she's telling me I shouldn't have added. But I feel if when I made this payment right here on 9/30, the payment of 824, because first day I bought a car, it breaks. First day, not even 24 hours later.
Sure.
I paid to get it towed back to you guys. I paid to get to where I had to go. I paid for rental car fees for the 40 days you guys had to fix the car. I went half
That
with
the
you
shop
guys.
fixed the car. We didn't fix it.
But I didn't send it to my shop or my people. So you guys chose your mechanic and your location. I could have, my mechanic said she could have it done in 2 days.
You could have done that. Why didn't you do it?
You guys had the car. I told it to you guys.
Right.
You guys told me you would take care of
it. Your shop, you know.
It didn't
That's
say that in the
preferable.
contract. I was just going by what the contract stated. So now, this is all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say, oh, you guys fucked me over. She can tell you I've been respectful since
You
I've
always
come.
have, yeah.
And all I'm saying is, I've been robbed, arrested wrongfully. People are trying to destroy me, but yet I've been doing all I can. I just got a new job for the city. Full benefits, $21 an hour. Now with no car, I'm supposed to go to different park and recreation centers and mentor to the youth, share my book, do workshops.
Sure.
Without my car, this is a hindrance. Now, my thing is, I'm asking you guys to show some flexibility, yes. But I already showed you guys flexibility. I didn't complain about having to pay $5,000 rental fees for the 40 days. No, I didn't complain about having to fix a car I just bought 8 hours ago.
What's his payments due?
His payments that are due right now is
Without the late fees?
Is that
And you claiming that you owe us how much right now?
She showed me that I owe you guys $3,290, and I'm saying that I've paid you guys so
that's
far.
how much he's paid us. What that is a repo fee.
That's without the late fees.
No, that right there is how much he's saying that he's paid us. But when I count the 16 payments that he's paid, the 16 times the 202 or 206, what is it? His payment?
206.
Yeah, but you have to back up that amount. There's your late fees and stuff like that. And the
So the
repo fee and
16
everything that doesn't go to
Yeah, and I understand that. I wouldn't even
83.
argue with that.
That's what he should have paid us. But when you add the repo fee and everything, that since he's already been repoed, that's what it comes to, 39.59.28. That's with the repo fee.
Sure.
And what it shows is I'm not
All
not
that
trying
is
to pay you.
irrelevant now. What's relevant is
But
what
he's
he owes.
saying-
He owes $14.47 in payments.
And then he's saying
Owes
that
$6.50 repo fee.
when he did this, the 4,000 on his end, it's showing that his the first payment came out, and then when he
Out
got
of the
his,
down payment.
then when he got the car back on 9:30, he had to turn around.
Yeah, it comes out of your first. It comes out of your down payment
So on
on
9,
that day.
So, but I'm
It's not
saying
your
that
first
same
payment.
day, I gave y'all the car back.
and then
Like
when
the
he
same
came,
day, it broke.
and then when he came
The
back,
payment comes out no matter what. It's a lease. It comes out of the down payment. So
Okay.
you don't put $4,000 and you make a payment.
So
Says
why,
here,
when I
shows you
came
the
back to
breakdown.
get the car, I had to pay that again,
Right, you have to make payments every time the payment is due.
even
So-
without the car?
Of course, yeah. The payment is due. It doesn't stop.
Okay, so now
Yeah.
I guess this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I was lenient with you guys when you didn't inspect the vehicle
We
per
didn't.
NRS
We
statute.
actually did inspect the vehicle.
Now I
And
have
you
my
have a
vehicle
copy.
inspection report. Yeah, I got that for
Yeah.
you right here.
Right.
And it shows that the transmission was not inspected, which the whole drivetrain, according to NRS 517-182, is that the drivetrain has to be inspected. And it's clear here that that wasn't done. And then, on top of that, the guy who I sold the car to, who I doesn't see around here no more, he borrowed money from me that day and told me after the car was broke that an employee had been driving the car for 3 weeks previous, taking it back and forth to work. I can't find it right now, but I assure you, Jay, because it's on your file. When you look at my
I'll be right
vehicle
with you.
inspection report, you'll see that where the transmission has 3 areas of inspection. It's blank all the way through, and then there's a list of tires, brakes, transmission. You'll see that that's not been checked. So what I'm basically saying,
Brakes has nothing to do with the
no,
NRS statute
it's
code.
I'm just saying the transmission was
Yeah,
not
we
inspected,
do inspection on every vehicle, and it's an visual inspection for cracks and leaks.
which would be
There
the
was no
transmission
cracks.
as well.
There was no cracks and leaks on that car.
So now, being realistic,
Mhm.
the transmission wasn't inspected,
It was inspected.
so
None of our cars come to the front line without an inspection.
So I think I have to find this paper just to show you that on my
I'm gonna take
vehicle
this
inspection
one. Yeah.
report.
what's the name? I think
And
it
I
is.
might not have even have brought that because I thought that we wouldn't have even had to go this far, being that I'm not really in the hole. Looking at the only reason why I'm had hard times is because I purchased the vehicle not expecting to have to repair it, have to get a rental car, having to do all, so that threw me way thousands of dollars back, and yet I'm still trying my hardest.
Yeah, but we also we participate in the repairs, and not only that, we waited extra time for you to come up with the money because you were having your own business and you were traveling back and forth.
Oh no, I had the money, cause look, I could show you. I paid $5,000 in rental fees. No, if you would have called me and said, "Hey, I need this amount of money to fix the car," I would have opted out of paying rental fees to give you that money.
You said you didn't have it because you were traveling and you had to use your money to rent cars and stuff.
Just rent cars. I couldn't have. You see where I'm going? I would have rather have done that. I don't remember ever having
this
a
whole
conversation.
It is just not fruitful because I mean you pay what you late and what your vehicle fees and all that stuff, or they're not giving you the car back. It's that simple.
So how much are you saying I need to give you now again?
It's
JJ. God is good. So shouldn't it have something right here, JJ?
Sorry about that.
Keeping in mind the transmission went out 8 hours after I purchased the vehicle.
This is for clutch and torque converter. This is the transmission.
It says transmission right there.
Yeah, this is a drivetrain transmission. This is the crankshaft connecting rod and stuff like that. Transmission fluid housing case. This is the transmission. This is clutch or torque converter. You don't have a clutch or torque converter in your car.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So it's the way it's worded by the.
Oh, yeah, I understand. You see, I'm not trying to argue. I'm always try to learn.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 3 is 18. These other late fees are late, right? These are the ones that's already covered after the repo.
I don't know if they covered them though. That's the thing. Maybe they just charge them the repo fee and then we have to get paid. I don't know if all of them are actually taken care of. Because in total, you see, it's all like.
I appreciate this, JJ. Say, I'm trying my hardest to change my life and do right.
That's a good thing. So we have what your late in payment is $147.01. The repossession fee is $650. And since March, there's late fees of $180. There's a lot of them backdated, but those we can get rid of. And that comes up to $2177.01.
I ain't got nothing close to that. I guess I just can I come back tomorrow, pay you guys to get the stuff out the car?
Yeah.
And
what is the amount you have today?
You can call these people right now. I promise you to God, I got a good check for $1,400. I'm just waiting for her to get clearance on the check, and since it's from Bernie Sanders, you know, the politics, but it'll come through today. So I'll have $1,400. I have my $800 rent money in my pocket.
Okay. Oh, you have to pay around.
I can't make money without the car.
Yeah.
I get to California 4th of July, I got a box of 100 books in the car.
Right.
Not in the car, but on hand. So I'll be able to make some money if I get to California 4th of July. So I can sacrifice. So 14 plus 800, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, damn. But I have a problem with the vehicle, JJ. Now, I can bring the oil, the filter, but I need an oil change.
We can do that.
Okay, yeah. You get me right to where I can get back to California. I can give you, would it be fair, 22,000?
2,200?
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I have 2,200, but that's everything I have.
I only need 2177 or one.
Could I do 21 flat? Because that 77 can get me to California. As far as gas, snacks. And I can even bring the 77 back July 7th when I come back from my trip to California.
That is if you come back.
Oh man, JJ, I got a brand to protect. How do it look like me running from a repo when I'm trying to be a millionaire? I just made some bad finance decisions.
Yeah, I'll do 2,100 for you with a promise to pay for the 7 when you come back, and then she will have.
Is there any way could I endorse this check to you guys, or can you call them and? Because I can give you 800 right now.
There, but we just,
could I give you 800 to get the car to go down there to cash the check? Or give me a lend something? You know, I can even leave my $15,000 watch with you.
With you.
That'll work. That'll work. That'll work.
What if they don't give you the cash?
Oh no. The only problem is she just has to verify the check. This is the only place I can go to without an ID.
Yeah.
So that's why I go to this place. So once she gets that word that the check is verified and I promise you it's good, I can cash it.
So I mean, if you don't get the rest of it, we'll keep the car until you
Yeah,
get the
that's
money.
fair business.
Okay.
So what I do is I just hang around until I get this check cleared. Send me down there. It's on Eastern and Bonanza. That's where the check cash place. I cash the check, give you the money, and drive off.
I'll have
Thank you.